Hello, monsters abound here, and welcome back to my Stellaris campaign with the Albion Commonwealth. Apologies, it's a bit late, but I have been quite busy last week. I was in Brussels, actually. Nothing to do with Stellaris. I was just in Brussels for a project management course. It was really boring, if that helps, maybe. Anyway, so last time we ran into Twitter. That was fun. So you've met them. They're angry. They're very angry. They're very angry people. And no one else yet, although we have seen some aliens out in the ether, so we might meet them this episode. That could be exciting. And we found a few wormholes which could be potentially very useful if we can research the technology to use them, which we have currently, but it would be awfully expensive. Anyway, on with the Albion Commonwealth. Well, apparently we've met someone, the Igarian Compact. I know these guys because they're one of my races. So they're going to be pretty much, they're spiritualist rather than materialist, which means they won't like us as much as they could. But they are still egalitarian militarists, so that's fairly similar. Tribune Kashnak sends regards to the ruling council of the Igarian Compact. We hope for a productive relationship with your people, but be warned that our military respond to any transgressions near our space with maximum force. Anna Watson, because she won the last election. 10 more years. She's actually 71, so I don't think there's going to be 10 more years. I think she's going to die in office, but never mind. Speaks on behalf of the Commonwealth people, yeah. We found a strategic resource in Sal 2 in the territories of the Igarian Compact. So we can see the Igarian Compact is over there. So yes, they're kind of blocking our way east. Although, if we... See, the problem here is I really need more influence. I could do with more influence. So I want to capture at least up to Barban. Although ideally up to I would like to get Shaula over here, because there's a couple of races here that I would like to actually kind of raise up. That would be the ideal. But we've also got some wormholes here. So I think what we might have to do is use those wormholes to our advantage, capture them, and then explore beyond. Now, what I did find interesting when I was looking around the map a little bit earlier was we met the Artesian troop down here. We've also met them up here. Now, I don't know whether that's because we've met them to the south, or whether one of the wormholes nearby actually links over here somewhere, and so sort of by extension we've sort of encountered them, despite the fact we can't travel through the wormhole yet. We've sort of, our influence expands through it even though we can't. So I'm wondering if maybe one of the wormholes leads over here, which would be interesting. Let's hope we don't run into anyone else who's a little bit nastier, because obviously the Igarian Compact is going to be fairly... Okay, we're infidel unbelievers. That's not great. That's a little bit worse than I thought it would be. They are evangelizing zealots. None of you are free of sin. I see. Okay, so we might end up at war with those guys as well. So currently we're not doing great for friends. Broken Cybrex warforms. The broken remains of two Cybrex warforms have been discovered in orbit around Sasharim 1. They appear to have been destroyed in battle, but no debris from their adversaries has been found. Either they were badly outmatched, or there was more to this engagement than it seems. Interesting, and that's going to give us the special project Broken Cybrex warforms, which we're definitely going to get Science McScience-Face to look into. Uh-oh, we've received a communique from a previously unknown spacefaring empire that calls themselves the Zeltec Horde. Yeah, I know who those guys are. They're another of mine. That's not good. They claim to have learned of our existence by listening in on the communications of another empire we are in contact with. Okay, hello. Yep, they're another devouring swarm. Since the presence of prey. Okay, yeah. We should probably greet you in battle. So where... Okay, they're over there. Now, that's not necessarily too bad, because they can't reach us. They'd have to go through the... People have said that these aren't pirates down here. They're a marauder empire. That's fair. They are indeed a marauder empire. The other potential is that we met them because they're on the other side of one of these wormholes that we can't currently traverse. That would be less good. Currently, our chances of survival are kind of nosediving. It's a very hostile galaxy. Very hostile. The Vectar Zavonia, the Hulk orbiting Chazillion 4. Is that the remains of the Vectar Zavonia, a massive sublight generation ship belonging to a deeply religious alien race called the Mardak Vol. Although the ship's been ruthlessly purged of all life, the Mardak's ill-fated journey has been detailed in the captain's log. After being hunted to near extinction by nightmarish beings referred to as the Vessels, they fled their homeworld in search of a distant paradise planet. The mythical promised land Paridia. Yeah, that's just unpronounceable. I'm going to call it Parid. Parid, that would reveal itself only to the chosen ones. Judging by the state of the ship, however, the attackers caught up with them. Shall we extract the ship's navigational drive and decrypt its destination? Paradise Planet, you say? I mean, yes, obviously. What are you doing at the moment? You're going to go and look at... Where are you? There. Yeah, tell you what, after you've done that, research the projects. That's it, do that. Organic remains. The ancient frozen remains of almost 1,000 aliens have been found in the vicinity of Karanis 2. They come from over a dozen different species, and preliminary dating puts the corpses at roughly 600,000 years old, around the same time as the Cyberx machine consciousness ravaged this part of the galaxy. Interesting. Also deeply concerning. Okay, we'll have a look at that then. Signs of battle. There is clear evidence that a massive space battle took place in close orbit of Chiselon 1 at some point in the last 5,000 years. The surface of one side of the planet is pockmarked with craters from stray weapons blasts, and scans from the HMS White Bear have picked up several hulks on the ground. Although these wrecked ships are of all poor condition, the fact that anything remains at all after the damage they must have sustained is testament to their advanced design. Science Officer Caleb Turner is preparing an expedition to sift through these derelict hulls for any valuable technologies. We have made first contact with the Zabri Raiders, a nomadic civilization. They occupy a number of large space stations in and around the Bovator system that house the bulk of their massive numbers in crowded and squalid conditions. Despite this, or perhaps because of it, they seem to have developed a strong martial culture. Life in the Cold Void has become second nature to them, and they are very adept at space warfare. There is no Zabai central government to speak of. Instead, they are divided into several different factions that vie endlessly for one another for resources and respect. Given their large population and the shipbuilding capability of their stations, this constant infighting is the only thing that's kept them from growing into a significant threat to galactic peace. Attempt to contact them? Outsiders, we are the Zabai. You're the... Wow, that... They got a little face there. Little eyes. Unlike the civilized star nations of the galaxy, we have no single master to lord over us, but I have been chosen to convey this message to you on behalf of all the houses. Do not try to impose your soft and effete ways upon us. You may freely send your alien ships into Zabai territory, but do not expect them to return. Our warriors will welcome the diversion, however. Transmit on this frequency only if you wish to offer tribute, or if you have need of mercenaries, as well as the means to pay for them. Thanks, I guess? Hidden Worlds. Cracking the encoding algorithms on the Vectar Zarvonia's navigational drive was no small feat, but thanks to head researcher Caleb Turner, who seems to have developed an unnatural obsession with finding the Mardrak Vol's utopian world, we have finally succeeded. More worryingly, the discovery has somehow leaked to the public, who now share Caleb Turner's fixation with settling a paradise planet. Nothing can keep us out of paradise. I would like the... Well, the influence would be nice, but... I mean, paradise planet? Nothing can keep us out of paradise. Okay, I almost missed it because of how close it is to another system, but we can see the new system's popped up here, one that we hadn't seen before. Alapecia? Over here. It doesn't look like there's any paradise planet here. It all looks fairly grey. But where's the science face? There you are. No, that's a different one. Who was over there? The White Bear. Okay, the White Bear's just gonna do... He's gonna mount the graveyard expedition, and then we're gonna send him to do some surveying of that system over there, although it doesn't currently look good. Void clouds. An investigation into a particular cluster of debris and space dust has yielded surprising results. It is a particulate cloud bristling with a powerful charge of unknown origin that has no business exhibiting simple reflective actions, let alone movements with purpose. And yet it does. There is something undeniably ominous about the hazy subject of the relayed video feed. Perhaps there are things in the universe we should not tangle with. Let us watch, but not interfere with. And that gives us a special project for cloud study. So we can see what those void clouds are in the Great Wound. So let's have a quick look at our colonies, because Cardiff has finished colonising. So we can see that already someone wants to go and play in the Alien Toy Factory. I mean, that just seems like a bad idea. I mean, it's got to be creepy, right? It's an Alien Toy Factory. It's bound to be filled with evil toys. It has to be. On the other hand, it's going to give us a lot of research. So I say go nuts. And Wolverhampton there, he's looking fine. So we've got a fourth pop just growing on the planet. He's going to do a little bit of research. We've got the monument there for a little bit of unity. And Parliament is doing great. I would like some more unity, potentially, but I could pop you over there. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Do you want to upgrade this? What can I upgrade it to? Biolab? Biolab. It's a biolab now. There we go. He's got... buddy, that was... Who's the governor? Austin. It's Austin. It's Austin's brother. There should be an edict. No moustaches like that. Because it doesn't... He just looks a bit sinister. But, that's fine, I guess. You biolab, buddy. You... Good. So our sensors are detecting some strange readings coming from Roganonian 2A. It seems to be similar to those executed by natural wormholes, that this is located within the ground. What is it with wormholes? Sure, go nuts.
The special project has concluded.
The team under Science Officer Caleb Turner has finished their expedition on Chiselan 1 and returned to the HMS White Bear. Sadly, the wrecked starships on the surface were too badly damaged to recover any useful technologies. These vessels were clearly very advanced, however, and we could gain invaluable engineering insights if we analysed the way they were designed. We should consider the construction of a permanent science outpost in orbit. Sure, why not? Broken wormhole generators. Examination of the landscape reveals multiple ruined machines that were connected together. From what we can gather, their purpose was to siphon energy from some unknown place and stockpile it to produce a stable wormhole. Unfortunately, it is such a state of disrepair that it unlikely will ever be able to be started again. A true shame, but that is going to give us physics and engineering. I mean, it's quite far away from us. It's over here somewhere. Yeah, it's over there. So, I mean, it's probably not that useful, but sure, why not? A Zapier escape pod drifted into our space recently after a particular violent clash between two warring clans of the Zabai Raiders. Border patrol units intercepted the pod and opened it, revealing a grateful Zapier flag officer. The Admiral has pledged to service until death, at no cost. Sure. Oh, and a new faction has been recently gaining traction. Led by Admiral Martha Khan. They call themselves the Free Elections Movement. These members work for equality and justice for all denizens of our empire. Okay. Oh, they're actually giving me some influence. Oh, finally, for bloody hell, there's only one person. Might be more? 5 people. I mean, it's alright. 0.8. It's better than a kick in the teeth. It is better than a kick in... Jesus Christ, Anna Watson and the Glory Initiative there. 44%. She's... Why? I suppose it's the... Yeah, okay, fine. Well, let's have a quick look at our new leader. So, we've got Bagugigi. He's a mercenary warrior, evasion and fire rate 10%, and he's only 27. I mean, Martha Khan is getting on, isn't she? I mean, she's also not as effective. Bagugi might be... I think it's time for Martha Khan to drive a desk. Bagugi's taken over. Yep, there we go. We got him. He's floating around, being our admiral, being warlike, and all that kind of stuff. Good. How warlike can a floaty alien be? He doesn't look that warlike, does he? He just sort of drifts around. I mean, how would that fight? Would he just like slowly just bump? It's like a balloon, just slowly bump into people, screaming obscenities at them. I don't... Well, okay, fine, whatever. He's still apparently a good admiral, so we'll keep him around.
Construction completed.
So he picked up a blue laser and... Ooh, FTL inhibition is nice. Wormhole travel, though. How long would that take? 152 months. That's a long fucking time. I just don't think I can... Point defense colony development speed? Shields isn't much less, is it? 95 months. I mean, shields would be nice, though. Let's go for planetary FTL inhibitors, just because it's nice to be able to block an invading army. I think. Let's go with that. I mean, I would like wormholes, but we can't use them at the moment anyway, so there's no point jumping on it right this second. Now we should have a look at Wildor Defence Station. Of course, Wildor is over here. It's right on the border between us and Twitter. And Wildor Defence Station has been boosted up to 1.8k. Now, considering our fleet is currently only 845 strength, and we are about on par with Twitter's strength, which means they are not going to get... Wildor Station will rebuff any attack they send this way. So, I mean, we've got... Let's have a quick look. So we've got 4 Flockton class defense platforms armed with medium lasers and medium coil guns. And then we've also got the starbase itself. As you can see, it's got 3 medium coil guns and 4 medium coil guns, sorry, and 3 nuclear missiles. And I mean, that's gonna... They shouldn't be able to break through that at the moment, anyway. Eventually, obviously, defense stations start off very strong, and then they sort of get weaker as time goes on. So, I mean, they're still a good way to block incoming enemy attacks, but eventually they will need fleet support. At the moment, though, Wildor Defence Station should be able to hold against pretty much anything that Twitter can throw at us. So we've picked up autocannons, and next I think let's go for engineering facility maybe, and we could go for robots. However, energy at the moment, we're still losing energy. We need more energy, so that would just make us just cost us more energy. I mean, afterburners would be quite nice. Let's go with afterburners. That's only going to take 21 months. So yeah, let's go with that. And in fact, what we might do is we might switch. So autocannons are good against shields and hull, but not against armour. So, in fact, we've got the blue laser, haven't we? So let's switch out that. And let's go for autocannons. So we've got the autocannons to chew through the shield and the hull. And then the lasers are doing more armour damage. Now, the autocannons are small only, but that's fine because corvettes only have small weapon slots, so that's fine. And they're short range, but then corvettes are very fast, so it actually kind of works out for them. So I kind of like that. We don't have enough power though. So, we can put a reactor booster. It's going to give us more power, and that's going to solve the problem. So we've got the fusion reactor, we've got hyperdrive 1, ion thrusters, gravitatic sensors, basic combat computers, and that's pretty good. So we'll go yes with that. And then we just need to upgrade the fleet, which is going to take 140 minerals and be fairly quick. So that's all good. Paradise lost. After double and triple checking the navigational drive coordinates, we've been forced to concede that where the Mardak Vol's paradisical planet should have been, only the desolate remains of a barren world. Although we cannot eliminate the possibility that the Mardak's idea of paradise was wildly different to our own, the bomb-scarred surface of Alpaca 2 tells a different story. The ship's captain and crew have not taken the disappointment lightly. This cannot be. Quadruple check the coordinates or back to the real world. Grasping at straws. Well, that's basically my strategy, so yep, we're going to grasp at straws. So, who was in here? Okay, you're going to... Tell you what, just go and do the research project first. Let's grasp at straws first. So what is that planet? Just this one here. Yeah, that looks pretty barren, doesn't it? Pretty barren. Postcard perfection. We have finally uncovered the Mardak Vol's secret. It was when a probe destined for the planet's surface bounced off its atmosphere that the crew began to suspect Paradidia was not what it seemed. Closer studies revealed that what looked like the planet's surface was in fact an energy shield upon which a barren world's texture was projected, and hidden below it a lush Gaia planet reminiscent of the Mardak's prophecies. But that isn't all. As the crew deactivated the shield, they discovered a peaceful Stone Age civilization consisting of a symbiotic union between mammals and fungi who live in crude huts oblivious to the outside world. Nightmarish vessels live on only as a mythical being in their legends. The Mardak Vol live. That is one pretty planet. Yeah, but they live. They live. Let's have a look. So, Paradidia, happiness, unity output, food, migration attraction. And oh yes, there they are. There's not much on the planet, is there? There's some food, and that's it. I mean, it's still a Gaia world, and it's still 25 slots, so that's pretty good. But yeah, okay, sure. Well, that's good to know. We might be able to get a. We might be able to. What are they like? So the egalitarian and xenophiles. So that's actually going to be fine. They're nomadic, they're talented, they're intelligent, they're quarrelsome and slow learners. But I mean, intelligent, it would be good to have them on side. If we could uplift them, that would be really good. And they're right near our core territories as well. So let's get you surveying that system, and we'll also then get you to the research project over there. I don't think there's anything else nearby. Nope. Then we might send you somewhere. Yeah, I mean, our current expansion is kind of blocked from every angle, but these wormholes could still be useful. So there is that. The dead aliens we found above Karanis 2 all died from vacuum exposure, and each individual had the barcode the Cyberx were known to laser onto the skin of organic captives. It seems like the Cyberx executed these aliens by spacing them, perhaps after having finished interrogations or to keep them from escaping during some kind of rescue operation. We may never know the truth. An interesting find, and we got more Cyberx artifacts recovered and engineering research gained. Okay, so we finished off the afterburners, so we'll add those onto the... Although we don't have enough energy, do we? Okay. Well, fusion missiles would be good for the... Well, for Wildor Defence Station. But do we want destroyers? It will increase our fleet command limit and give us destroyers. So I'm thinking yes, considering that we've got a lot of nasty people nearby. Let's do that. Yeah. Now we've picked up naval capacity, so... And apparently alien specimen procurement. We'll worry about that in a second. In the meantime, let's get... I mean, off-world trading company would be nice, because that's energy something we're struggling with at the moment. Fleet command limit, I don't really need that. Well, it's not urgent. Defense army damage isn't urgent either, and to be honest, dense jungle isn't really an issue. Well, is it? Is it? Is it? Well, we could clear up a couple of those. It would be nice to have. It's not desperate. I think space trading is probably going to be what we want. Trade across interstellar distances presents a new set of challenges to overcome. It is critical to achieve the transfer of goods from one system to another in a timely and, above all, cost-efficient manner. And then we've got alien specimen procurement. The director of the Museum of Exobiology on Parliament has issued a request for the procurement of several live alien specimens. These creatures were spotted on surveyed habitable worlds, but they are difficult to capture. It would require the full resource of a science ship for a lengthy period of time. I mean, we don't get anything for not doing it, so may as well, I guess. Can't hurt, can it? Let's see where these things are. So, alien specimen procurement. Right, let's just track. So, one's in Madari Horde territory. That's not great. Two are in Igarian compact territory. That's also not great. So we won't be doing it like anytime soon, but I guess we could just grab these. I don't know if it's going to give us any influence, because if it does, that would be really nice. That would be very, very helpful. In fact, there's no one over there. That's fine. Okay, well, we won't worry about that too much at the moment, because we won't be able to complete it for a fairly long time at this rate. Ancient Cybrex base. The hostile and unforgiving world of CU7 was home to what once appears to have been a large Cybrex base. Nothing remains of it now aside from the scattered debris and a large crater. We'll have to investigate the size of the base more closely if we are to learn more. Interesting. Where was that? Is it over here? Oh, it's over here. CO. Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll pick that up. Analysis of the Cybrex research module we found above Shaula 5A has revealed that the machine consciousness was experimenting with cybernetic life forms. Hundreds of unfortunate prisoners were transported to this facility for the purpose of having their limbs and organs replaced with various mechanical contraptions. Sounds fun. The exact objective of these tests remains unclear. There is no evidence that Cybrex ever made use of cybernetic units outside of this lab. An interesting find. Yeah. Let's have a quick look at the Cybrex. So, we've actually got 2 of 6 at the moment. And we've actually got 5 in all, which is actually really good. So if we can just research these 3, we'll have 5 of 6. And then we just need to find 1 more, and jobs are good. The Cybrex have been discovered-ish. I think that gives us a ring world or something, so that'll be good. We received transmission from the independent space station of the Mutagun Merchant Guild. They appear to have successfully translated our language, which gives us some influence, which is really nice. Thanks for that. No, they look happy. That's nice. Well met, friends. I represent the Mutagun Merchant Guild, and let me be the first to welcome you to the Shyliv system. Our organisation consists of hundreds of independent Mutagun merchant captains who brave the spaceways in search for the next good deal. At facilities, you'll be able to trade away your excess minerals, food, and energy. Please contact us if you're interested in such an arrangement. Well met. So these guys will... So we can trade for energy, trade for minerals, energy, and food. So you've got excess food, you can trade it for energy or minerals, which is nice, but interested in something else. Eventually you can get a strategic resource from them if you have enough relations, which is very nice. They're just nice. If you've got like a huge excess of something, like energy, and you just want to dump it, then it's good to do that, especially like war times. If you've got lots of energy and you need minerals to rebuild your fleet or something, the traders, good place to do that.
The special project has concluded.
The Zolkar Swarm secured. The Zolkar are swarming insect analogues, usually both for their large side, unusual both for their large side, and the fact they are lithivores, feeding off rocks and minerals in the ground. One of the shuttles belonging to the HMS White Ball sustained serious damage when it inadvertently passed through a large swarm, and several Zolkars began feeding on its hull. The construction of the special containment facilities required to hold these creatures has already begun at the Museum of Exobiology on Parliament. Excellent. So it's going to give us some society research, which is just fine. Good. Just don't let them escape, because that could be bad, couldn't it? Really bad. Yeah, don't let them escape. A hidden bunker. The rock formation upon closer examination was actually a large underground bunker within the ground of Wolverhampton 1. It will take some time, but we should be able to find an entrance and explore inside if we wish. I'm tempted to get the influence, but you can't. I mean, it's a friggin' bunker. You can't not investigate it, can you? And just like the derelict in the last episode, I can't imagine, I don't think there's any books or science fiction ever where exploring an ancient bunker on an uninhabited world has ever gone wrong. Probably. Yeah, but we'll send someone inside to explore. It'll be fine. They'll be okay. Don't worry about it. We are being hailed by a previously unencountered species of sapient mammals regarding the ancient Mardak vole still residing on Paradidia. It seems very urgent. On screen. Well met, humans. We are the Vol, and we come in peace. We have discovered that one of your planets has been infested with a Mardak. It's a parasitic fungoid that will prey upon our kind. Has preyed upon our kind for eons, turning it into our host into mindless puppets. And you are its next targets. We thought we'd eradicated it for good when our annual galaxy scan revealed a thriving population on Paradidia. But fear not, we know just what to do. Purge them with fire? Be advised, we are commencing orbital extermination protocols in 3, 2, 1. Airborne dissolvent Fungo X released onto infected populations. Hostile agents neutralized. Do not be alarmed. Any environmental changes you may be registering are not temporary and completely irreversible. Are not temporary? We thank you for your cooperation. We are the Vol. We come in peace. Peace. Environmental changes? The channel cracks and pops. We have lost our connection with the Vol. They disconnected. Oh. We can fix that. Well, I mean, it dealt with the population, so I guess that it's fine to colonize it now. I mean, what's done is done. We can't bring them back. There's no point crying over, you know, toxic wasteland. It's probably fine. Let's just build the stuff. Yeah. Good. Well, that was fine. After studying the wreckage of the two Cybrex warforms over Sasharim 1, Science Officer Layla Mills has concluded that they were most likely destroyed while fighting each other. This theory explains the lack of non-Cybrex debris, and it fits with the damage patterns found on the wrecks. Why the two Cybrex vessels turned on each other remains a mystery. However, after they were immobilized, both warforms triggered some kind of self-destruct mechanism that fried their neural processors. An interesting find. So, two things just happened. Grey goo. After detailed analysis, Officer Mohammed Poole has discovered that the strange metallic substance coating the surface of Sinistra 5 is in fact comprised of billions upon billions of nanites. These nanites are microscopic, self-replicating micro-machines, perhaps created by a past civilization for some unknown purpose. The volume and density of this nanite sludge is remarkable, adding billions of tons of mass to the underlying planet. It would appear those tiny self-replicators entered a state of runaway reproduction at some point in the past, engulfed the planet and everything on it. In studying the nanites, the crew have made some exciting new finds that will undoubtedly aid in our own research. Nanomechanics. Technology gained. Oh.
Research concluded.
Oh, okay. And the Orinthi secured. The small rodent-like creatures known as the Orinthi are native to Cardiff Prime. Makes sense. While that habitat extends across most of the planet's diverse climatic regions, they breed at an extremely rapid rate and seem to have a particular fondness for chewing on electrical cables. I bet that makes living on Cardiff fun. Procuring specimens was not a problem. In fact, after the initial creatures were collected, more of them made their way into the HMS White Bear by hitching rides on the science ship's orbital shuttles. Exactly why the Museum of Exobiology requested Orinthi specimens remains a mystery, but okay, we've got them. Okay, let's have a look at the tech. So, we've got the Engineering Facility 1. That's good. That's fine. Good. Okay. So we were researching the destroyers, so that's fine actually. Because if I obviously research the, would it have given us the No, it wouldn't. It's fine. It's fine. Research destroyers is going to be finished in 8 months, and then we'll have destroyers to play around with. So that's fine. And we've got traditions available now. I don't think I need any of the supremacy ones. I mean, the databank's uplinks, that could come in useful fairly soon, so because we're quite hemmed in. So we may as well go for it. So let's go with that. So high capacity quantum bands dedicated to databank transfers make possible virtually completely synchronous research operations across vast distances, allow science ships to assist research on colonies, increasing planetary research production by an amount determined by the skill of the commanding scientist. Yes. And then that opens up an ascension perk. So, now, I've been thinking about this, Now, there are some really, really good ones, like Executive Vigour is a really nice one, because later on edicts become very useful. So that could be nice, but at the moment we don't have the influence really. Transcendent Learning would be quite nice, but again, we don't really have the lifespan for our leaders. They tend to die before they hit maximum rank. So Technological Ascendancy is fine, but I'm thinking Interstellar Dominion, because I just think that Starbase influence cost, I think at the moment that's what is hemming me in. I need more influence, or to reduce the cost of Starbases. So we're going to go. The stars beckon and we follow. May nothing stand between us and them. Yes. Okay, so that should make. So we've just grabbed Porithria. So okay, now our star bases are only 60 rather than 75. So effectively, we're saving 15 influence, which doesn't sound like an awful lot, but actually, when you start sort of working out how many star bases we're going to be building, it's, you know, pretty good really. So I'm happy with that choice. As Caleb Turner explores the bunker, they find a single large room filled with antiquated computers and counting machines. Suddenly a series of wailing alarms begins to go off and all machines light up. Something believes that they may be able to stop whatever is happening, but there is still time to flee. These machines may be important. Try to disarm it. A quick examination of the bunker reveals that each machine is part of an alarm system that activated when we entered the bunker. However, Caleb Turner was unable to find a way to deactivate the wailing sirens. Just as they realise that their work is futile, the entire bunker and surrounding landscape exposed to a giant fireball. It is unlikely that anyone or anything survived. They tried their hardest. Not hard enough. Stupid Caleb. Caleb exploded. Son of a gun. Well, I mean, to be fair, I was kind of running out of things for him to do, so he kind of died at an opportune time, really. He died the way he lived, in a massive fireball. Or something. Yeah, sure. So we've picked up off-world trading, and I could go for military academy. I'm not overly concerned about that at the moment. What about how much? I don't think we've got a lot of dangerous wildlife, do we? Just one? No. Okay. I mean, pop growth speed would be quite nice. Gene Clinic, though, produces society research and unity and increases pop growth. It does take up a building slot, though. Let's go for genetic healthcare. The colonization of alien worlds has opened up an entirely new field of biomedical research. Sure, that sounds good. Let's get on that. And we've picked up destroyers. Now, I do like the railgun. Could go for that. Teldar crystals. I don't think we've actually got any of those. I think they're over here. Taking this system would be really useful, but I don't think we're going to get there. So that's not urgent. Robots, not really. Let's just go for improved destroyer hulls. Advances in building techniques will allow for the construction of sturdier and more durable destroyers. That sounds about right. And let's have a quick look at the ship design. So there's our destroyers. I think for the moment we'll go for the gunship prow and interceptor stern, because most of what we're going to be fighting is going to be destroyers and cruisers, so I don't think large mounts are really that useful against them. So let's just auto-complete and see what it does. Okay, that's fine. I quite like the auto guns, but I might put... Let's put a couple of blue lasers, because we'll have lots of auto cannons from the corvettes anyway. So a couple of... In fact, we could go with 3. Do I want a medium laser? Do I want a medium laser? Okay, let's do that. And we'll call it the Moon class? Yeah. Little Victory class? Yeah. Lucia class? Nah. Gibraltar Prize. The Gibraltar Prize class destroyer. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. We will do that. And we'll get rid of the default one. Yep, go away. Okay, pretty happy with that. Yeah, you're fine. Defense. We could upgrade the Flockton class defense station, so let's do that. And then we can upgrade Wildor defense station, which is currently at what house? It's 1.2k. Oh no, 2.1k. Sorry, 2.1k. Home fleet is currently 1.2k strength. It's pretty good. So there's home fleet. There's some of those raiders. We could actually add the destroyers. So we could get a couple of destroyers in here. Maybe 5? 5 destroyers? Maybe get... Maybe do something like that. It's a lot of minerals to reinforce it. I'll leave it for the moment. What I might do here actually is get another shipyard. Oh, well, I could get a trading hub. No, I'll get another shipyard. Get another shipyard. And actually, because energy is such a problem at the moment, what I might do is upgrade some of these stations. Cardiff and... of course it keeps the old name. So this is Cardiff Station, isn't it? Cardiff Station. Let's upgrade that. And you are... Wolverhampton Station. We'll upgrade those and turn them into trading ports. Get some more energy that way. Sounds like a good idea. We've got plenty of station slots because we can currently have up to 6 and we've only got 2 of the things. So upgraded another 2, so we have 4 overall, so it means we can have another 2 stations somewhere. Now the Marauders could potentially be a bit of a problem, but at the current time there's no point trying to defend against them. If someone sends Marauders against us, it's best just to let them take whatever they want because we ain't going to stop them. Later on I might actually put defences at Bradham because that would defend sort of all of my occupied worlds, and it means that we are literally one jump from Bradham from Albion. So if they start coming down this sort of this lane here, we can be there to block them off. That's my thinking. After analysing the debris left behind from the ancient battle fort above Fetheron 2, we have learned that four alien empires contemporary with the Cyberx pulled their forces together in a desperate attempt to halt the advancing fleets of the machine consciousness. Judging the small amount of Cyberx debris that was produced by the battle, they were not successful. So we've picked up the FTL inhibitor, so that's going to mean that enemy fleets entering systems with planets will instantly not be able to move beyond them. They'll have to take the planet to actually continue. They can always retreat back the way they came, but they can't actually get through the system any other direction, which is very useful. We can also put them on stations, so we can put them, for example, on the Wildor Defence Station, and that means that the enemy will have to break through Wildor Defence Station rather than try and circumnavigate it. So now, let's say wormhole travel. I am tempted. 124 months, but let's plasma thrower, cold fusion reactor. Let's go for basic combat roles because that's just something we don't have at the moment. So an active matrices turned for specific combat-centric tasks greatly improve engagement efficiency. Sounds good. Ransomers SOS. Oh yes, I remember this. I meant to do that ages ago. Oops, that's fine. The boy has been verified as one of human make, and the signal is relaying. Its relaying has been stabilised. Human authorities, identify yourself. Hello, this is Captain the Luxan, a human civilian transport. Former captain. The Luxan is gone. We were boarded by pirates and taken captives before they blew up the ship. Who captured you? I think they call themselves the Ransomers, the Ransomeers. At any rate, they're a vile bunch. We'd all be dead already if they didn't think they'd be able to get something for us from the Albion Commonwealth. I've overheard them discussing their demands. Well, obviously we're going to rescue you. Oh, thank you, Prime Minister. We're being held in some space station, but I have no idea where we are beyond that. I will increase the transmission burst now. It should let you triangulate the location of the prison from the emergency buoy. Position recorded in the situation log. Okay, well, let's have a look. Ransomneer base, track on map. Where are you? Oh, there you are. The Weazen system. Okay, home fleet. It's going to be a long old trek. 733 days. That's probably fine. Yeah, well, they're on their way. Just hold out. Try not to get... It's going to take a couple of years, but... Well, over a couple of years. But just remember that we are on our way.
The special project has concluded.
We found debris on CU-6 from a large ship that does not appear to have been of Cyberx origin in the crater that was once the site of their base. Our archaeologists speculate that the ship belonged to one of the organic civilizations under Cyberx attack. If so, it might have been sent to collide with the base on some kind of suicide run. No other explanation of the destruction of the base has been found. An interesting find. So how many Cyberx... So we've got 5 or 6, and we can just find one more. If we can get one more. So both Wolverhampton Station and Cardiff Station now have been upgraded, so we can go for the trading hub. That's very nice. And then afterwards we can go for the off-world trading company. So currently the trading hub will bring us 4 energy credits each for a total of 8. If we upgrade to the off-world trading company, that's an additional 2 per trading hub. So they'll give us 6 rather than 4. So we'll get 12 energy for each of these stations, which is, you know, pretty good. Can't go wrong with that. And obviously we can just upgrade the station, build more of them. We've unlocked the gene clinics, and now we do have the ocean ecology management. Now a lot of our planet blockers seem to be the toxic kelp. So let's get that. Given enough processing power, network sensors and distribution stations, even the ocean currents can be managed to fine level of control. Yeah, let's grab that, because then we can start clearing up some of our planets and getting some more of those nice juicy bonuses. Receiving a transmission from the Independent Space Station of the Curator Order. They appear to have successfully translated our language. Oh, God. Greetings, Star Trappers. We are the Curators. Our ancient order was established eons ago by the various galactic powers in ascendancy at the time. We were dedicated towards the preservation of all knowledge in an effort to safeguard the galaxy from descending into yet another dark age of mass extinctions and barbarism. We failed. Few of us remain today, but we are no less committed to our sacred mission than our predecessors were. We are willing to share some of our knowledge with you for a price well met. So these guys are good to have because we can get aid in our research. So that would give us 10% research speed. At the moment, though, we are losing money. We have been losing money for a long time, so I need to kind of get that under control before I spend anything else, I think. Snarians are large... Snarian are large burrowing creatures that live beneath the dunes of the vast equatorial deserts of Pothria II. When these predators sense movement in the sand above, they immediately raise dozens of tall spikes from their backs in the hopes of impaling something edible. That sounds lovely. Finding a suitable specimen proved difficult at first until hundreds of tracked remote-controlled drones were dispatched across the desert in random directions. They led to the discovery and the procurement of an unusually large specimen that had grown more than 100 spikes on its back. Excellent. Yeah. And we have made contact with the Ransomneers' best-laid plans. The pirate base, while fairly inconspicuous, is obvious when you know what to look for. A fleet in confused formations see drifts from behind the repurposed mining complex. They were obviously not expecting company. Open comms, the captives need to be ready. Hello again, Prime Minister. I take it human ships are cause for all this commotion. Our hosts seem about ready to leave the planet. Oh, sorry. Our hosts seem about ready to leave their posts. Boarding this place would probably end badly for everyone involved, but if you attack the base directly, I think we can make a break for one of the lifeboats. Please try not to blow us up on the way out. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'll definitely try. As the pirate base slowly tears itself apart in a savage chain reaction instigated by our military vessels, the search for the captive crew of the Luxan begins. If they made it to a lifeboat, they should be attempting to hail us by now. Scan all frequencies. Prime Minister, this is the crew of the Luxian. The plan went through without a hitch. Once you started bombing the base directly, the guards took it to their ships. We were able to break down the cell door. The lifeboats were unguarded, and it seems you kept the pirates busy enough. They do not care much about our escape. Welcome home, jailbreakers. With the crew of the Luxian safely back on their way to Parliament, disaster has been averted. The Commonwealth people are sure to glory the decisive actions of the Albion Commonwealth's Prime Minister. Absolutely, good job, Anna. The situation with the kidnapping ransomware pirates as well as the pirate band itself has come to an end. Some questions remain, mainly relating to the much larger piratical navy the captives claim to have seen through the portholes shortly after the capture, but considering the circumstances, it can safely be assumed the threat appeared to be much greater than it actually was. Thank God for that. The ransomers are over and done with. I wonder. That's going to give us influence. Brilliant. Saviour modifier added for 120 months, giving the following effects: 10% happiness. Ideal. Good. There we go. Victory. Okay, now one of the problems we have at the moment is the fact that we don't actually have anywhere more to explore, and there seem to be these Omega aliens, which are space amoebas, with 549 strength, sort of in the Zuban system, which is blocking our exploration path. Now, fortunately, having just dealt with the ransomeers, the fleet's actually quite close, so we could send them down to here to deal with them. So, Bagugai, just sort of float your way down there. It's only going to take you another... Yeah, it's fine. So, we've got a new election coming up, and the problem is, Anna, I'm amazed, frankly, she survived this long. She's now 80. She's getting on, but she looks good for her age. You have to give her that. Martha's 71. Austin, I don't care how old he is. He's got a pedo stash. We could get Bugagi. He is a champion of the people and also has extra... He's resilient. I mean, the fact that we could have a floating turtle as... Right, sort of a turtle jellyfish as a Prime Minister. It's somewhat appealing. But he does only have 17... I mean, I'm frankly amazed that a floating turtle jellyfish has 17% of the popular support. There's 17% of the British people look at a floating turtle jellyfish and go, yes, that's the turtle jellyfish I want to represent my views. So, a lot could be said about that 17%. I might just let it happen. I mean, we can't actually... No, we could. I could actually support Anna. But she's 80. She's going to drop dead very, very soon. So I'm just going to... The elections are free. Vote whoever you want in. But frankly, I'd throw my vote in for the floating turtle jellyfish. Okay, we've got the basic combat roles. So we'll add that to the... fleets.
Construction completed. Okay.
Martha Khan is the Prime Minister. Oh, okay, she's become Prime Minister. That's great. Good. Okay, fine. I think I'm going to go for wormhole travel. It's going to take 69 months, but I just feel that with our exploration possibilities being limited, that travelling through those wormholes is going to be key. So let's grab that. And Martha Khan has become Prime Minister of the Albion Commonwealth. Looks a bit different, but she's had a makeover. That's fine. She's expansionist, so outpost build. Actually, that's really useful. So where are we? So if we want to build an outpost over here, it's now going to only cost 48 influence, which is fantastic. Which means we can really start expanding hard now, as long as Martha Khan lives. That's good. She's also a champion of the people, so people are a little bit happier as well. So that's good. It's nice. That's fine. Excellent. So let's get these star bases being built. I think I'll use... Or do I want to... No, you know what? We'll build star bases first and build mining stations second. So we've got Yon. So it would be once we get that wormhole tech, we could send the cedarwood over to have a look there. Did we lose the science but science face? Oh no, science but science face is fine. He's over here. Good. Phew, and we got the fleet heading down to deal with these Omega aliens down there. Well, that's that thing dealt with, and we've also got some debris in the system. Regenerative hull tissue and amoeba flagella. Fun. So we'll grab that. How much damage did we take? Can we see? Probably not, never mind. So I think we did lose a few ships, so that's fine. I think it's time to head back home. I don't know how long that's going to take. Probably a little while. Let's go back to Albion. That's going to take a long old time. So yeah, just head back. You'll get there eventually. Right. That means the science face. You can go down here, and in fact, what's your survey system? Then survey system. Then survey system. Thank you for clearing the way, home fleet. So we've got the toxic kelp tile blocker removed. Vitality boosters, now that would be quite nice. Fleet Academy would be also quite nice. Oh, you don't have any mountains. The planetary capitals is... I mean, production targets is nice. Not that minerals is a huge issue for us at the moment, so I think we're going to go for Interstellar Fleet Traditions. A body of knowledge regarding combat behaviours is useless without a strong code governing its use. It's going to go to the Fleet Academy, which increases ship starting experience by 100. And then we've also got the Naval Logistics Office, which increases the Anchorages, which is a starbase building, which increases naval capacity by... I think it's 4. So this then increases the number of the fleet upkeep, fleet limit even, that those anchorages increase by a +2. So basically it's like the off-world trading modules effectively, but for fleet limits rather than energy. Talking of energy, Cardiff Station, we can get the off-world trading company there and the off-world trading company there. As soon as we can, we'll upgrade you. You're now bringing in some money. Base income is +5, which is not too bad. And we can clear off some of these. So we could actually clear off this toxic kelp and get some more energy there. In fact, I could do with some more food actually. So let's clear off that one there. And that's, well, let's save some cash just for... Yeah, we don't have an awful lot of energy. To be honest, I would like to settle Peridia, but I don't really... I mean, I could put one of these planets into a sector, but I don't really like the idea of that. I could always take it out again. I'll leave it for the moment. We've still got plenty of growth to go anyway, so yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. Abandoned Zabir habitats. We've discovered the remnants of a half-finished Zabir space habitat in close orbit around Oblion 3. 2 inside our borders. Evidently, at some point, the Zabai raiders attempted to establish a permanent presence in the Oblivion system, but for whatever reason, this endeavour was abandoned. Due to its close proximity to Oblon 2, the unfinished habitat eluded detection during our initial survey of the system. It's little more than a dense collection of space junk at this point, but there is a lot of valuable minerals amongst the wreckage that could be salvageable. Salvage everything we can use.
Research concluded.
And we've picked up the improved destroyer hulls. So it's going to be, not that we have any at the moment, but that's, you know, that's fine. Let's get this, I think we're going to get the Starhold. Let's upgrade this, yeah, let's get the Starhold. Space traffic increases, larger and more defensible starbases are needed to maintain control over system space lanes. Sounds good to me.
Construction completed.
So I've just spotted something in Algarian space. We found our old home. There's Sol, and Sol 3, Earth, is looking a little bit iffy. Was there people live? Did these guys kill themselves? I mean, the lights are on, but there's no one home. How weird. I guess if we ever want to go home, it's there, although it might need a little patching up. Just a little bit. It's probably fine. We're also going to have to fight the Agarians for it. So that'll be fun. Okay, so we've picked up another tradition. Do I want to go supremacy? I mean, it does... So increasing gives us 5% per tradition isn't horrendous. I mean, we could go prosperity, expansionist, maybe. Well, I mean, we're not going to get much diplomacy at this point. It might be a good idea to actually have ship build speed, ship upgrade cost reduction. Yes, that could be actually quite useful. Considering we find ourselves in a hostile galaxy surrounded by people who desperately want to kill us, I think we might get master shipwrights. The ever-increasing scope of our shipbuilding programs has led to the creation of highly skilled and efficient labour forces, and our shipyards' methods have continued being refined, and the time it takes to go from hull plating to a complete starship is now shorter than ever before. Boom. Okay, now, where is the fleet at the moment? Oh, it's quite close. Okay. Let's reinforce the fleet. Just in case, because I don't want to be... Okay, let's have a quick look at the Midari Horde. We're currently equivalent there. Their technology level is inferior, in fact. So that's nice. And the Igarians, they're too far away to really worry about us too much at the moment, but we're all equivalent at the moment. Okay, that looks fine. These guys are just, you know, grumpy. Could you raid the Midari Horde? Cost us 3,000. I don't think that's worth it at the moment. It'd be fun, but it's just not worth it. It's not really cost effective. Life Electric. Science Officer Mohammed Pool reports that Kiram 4 is covered pole to pole in a web-like network of electronic impulses. These networks respond to external stimulus. The HMS Science McScience face experimenting with by sending a low voltage pulse onto the surface, resulting in a wave of illumination that rippled through the network like a circuit board. Even more remarkable, the webs rearranged themselves. A secondary pulse revealed the filaments had organised into a new pattern, centred around where the previous pulse had contacted the surface of Kiram 4. Mohammed Pool concludes that the discovery has confirmed his long-held theory that life can exist almost purely as electrical impulses independent of cellular or viral structure. Fascinating. Oh, finally, Anna Watson has died. She was a governor, although Austin was obviously, you know, in charge, but she was in retirement. She died at the age of 84, but you know, she led a long and full life and led the Albion Commonwealth into an age of prosperity and bordering Twitter. So that's fine. Twitter's actually expanded. So does Zeltec Horde. They are They are superior in fleet power and naval capacity, but then the same in tech. And they also know 2 other empires that we don't. And they're only unfriendly at the moment, which is a little bit weird. I mean, Twitter are hostile. Basically, if they see the opportunity, they will attack. Let's just check Wildor Station. How you doing, Wildor? 2.2. Okay. Okay, there's not much more we can do at the moment. You've got a listening post, so we can actually see into these systems nearby. So we can actually see... so there's Visu's Haunts. This is one of their planets. So they're intelligent, they're industrious, they're slow learners and wasteful. Okay, okay. And, is that their capital there? It is indeed. So actually we can see their... Is that their fleet? I think that's their fleet. So there's their fleet, 648 strength. So currently we're actually a lot stronger than them. Especially once we've actually upgraded the fleet. And as you can see, we're actually pouring resources into building destroyers at the moment. So, I mean, what we've got, 1.5k. What are their stations like? 1k. Yeah, we'd probably need to be stronger to break through them. But Wildor Defence Station is definitely more than capable of taking on
Knowledge is
the Midari horde. So we've picked up the stronghold, and we've got access to the improved structural integrity, which increases defense platform hull by 500. I'm very tempted by that. The reinforced framework and blast shields with enhanced impact absorption will ensure the structural integrity of the platform even under immense pressure. Yeah, I mean, it's rare. Wormhole is in 53 months. We're about halfway there. It's very exciting. Soon we'll be able to find out what's on the other side of those wormholes and probably build defences there to make sure whatever's on the other side can't come through. Oh, we found the space amoebas. The entities encountered by a fleet some time ago are spaceborne forms of life. Quickly nicknamed space amoebas following a tactician's gross misreading of initial sensor output, the creature is in fact larger than the average Commonwealth corvette. The creature displays aggressive behaviour towards Commonwealth ships, but further study might be warranted. Easy prey or fascinating creatures? You know what? Fascinating creatures, I think.
Situation log has been updated.
So let's then go and study them. I mean, we're kind of cutting into our... Don't want to do that. That's 18 months. Let's cancel that, because I don't want to cut into our wormhole tech, basically. That would take too long. So yeah, we'll hold off just for a little while.
System survey concluded.
Space amoebas forever. The space amoebas, the name has stuck, as the pronunciation of the proper xenotaxonomy denominator is too unwieldy for the average human, are solitary animals. When left to their own devices, all but the youngest specimens are accompanied by quasi-independent flagella, organisms spawned by the amoeba and programmed through liquid RNA-laced secretions to the bidding of the host. The flagella are capable of manipulating and even attacking objects in an impressive yet restricted range around the host, periodically returning to lodge inside the host amoeba's body for reprogramming. There are potential military applications to be found in the regenerative properties of the amoeba's thick hide or in the flagella's graceful patterns of movement. So we can get +5 evasion or regenerative. I mean, we've already got some regenerative hull tissue research, and the +5 evasion is just +5 evasion across the board, which we won't get otherwise. So we're definitely getting the flagella are fascinating. Things are looking a little bit precarious for the Albion Commonwealth, but we could potentially do a preemptive strike on Twitter. Kick the shit out of them while they've got their back turned. It would mean breaking through their defences, but we've got defences of our own, so we could give it a shot and see what happens. Worst case, white peace. Meanwhile, the technology to research wormholes is underway, and we have not yet found an L-gate, which, considering that's really what I wanted, is very disappointing. But we will find one way or another. And we also found Sol, of course, which is going to need a little bit of, you know, landscaping to get back into working order. If we do indeed want to go home, maybe we've outgrown it. Who knows? Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.